We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Max Brosmer, Minnesota quarterback, and he's one of my favorite late-round options at the QB position in this class. To me, he's the best anticipator. This guy throws with some great timing, hits that back foot, lets the ball go. He has some really good layered throws down the field, hitting that, intermediate middle field parts, very, very good in those situations. He's not going to, wow you with his physical and athletic profile. Like, he doesn't have like the strongest arm, or he's not the greatest athlete, but he's got a quick release. He's mechanically sound. Definitely, plays with really good timing and anticipation. All of those things are very, very nice. Has enough arm talent to make these plays. Definitely makes some very nice throws in the middle of the field. The timing's all there. To me, he's like your total Shanahan style QB. I feel like if you're looking for a backup quarterback and you're in a Shanahan style system, Brosmer is your kind of guy. I think the reason he sort of will fall in this draft is a couple of reasons. One, he's a little bit older. He's already 24. He's had a couple torn knee ending years injuries with an ACL and LCL throughout his career, so that will I think bring him down a bit. And then there's some other things. I think some decision making, how he plays under pressure, navigates the pocket, can use some work and stuff like that. But I feel like if you're looking for a backup that can play on timing, it's very hard to find guys that play with his level of anticipation that are backups. And so I think anyone playing in that Shanahan style system should be looking for that, because all of the starters have great anticipation, but usually when you get to your backups, they don't possess those types of traits. Here you can just see pretty good footwork in the pocket. He plays with a pretty good balanced base, good weight distribution, and then look at him delivering this ball down here. He's throwing the deep dig route, and this, I don't know what the receivers definitely get their timing messed up here, because this number 2 is supposed to be your clear out with the dig. But look when he starts to release the ball way before this guy ends up breaking. This is for sure what you would see in I'm a Dolphins fan. This is exactly what you see, the type of concepts they're running. And Tua is always throwing with anticipation to this area of the field. Sometimes you're just thrown to those spots, and he hits this guy perfectly in the chest. Very, very good play. It's just the timing anticipation is so impressive. He's throwing it so early. And you don't always see that out of college quarterbacks. And you can see the layered part of it too. He has enough arm talent to and he can play with the loft on it. He doesn't always have to bullet it in there, which I like. I like the ability to mix up velocities, throw with touch, throws it over the second level, but with enough on a line where he can get it there before the third level defenders make a play. Just super, super impressed with that stuff. And then it's this, where you would make money at the next level. Play action, he looks comfortable in play action situations. He's got the footwork for it, comfortability. Snap his head around, looking off to, see if he can throw that deep post. Doesn't, sees that the safety's going to be playing over the top. He's going to have this space opened up with a linebacker and receiver, and he just throws the ball with really good timing, anticipation, delivers a super accurate ball over the shoulder of that linebacker. Very, very good work. It's just, that's exactly what you want to see for his style of quarterback, is working off play action and delivering that throw in that 15, 20-yard range over that second level. Just does it all the time. As I'm saying, some mechanically sound stuff. Get out of there, boom, quick feet, and then quick release. He has a good job of maybe not being ready to throw it at sometimes, and then just boom, snappy, quick release, and look at him just hit this window behind 2 defenders. He does a good job. You can see with his eyes, his whole body is looking like he might throw it to this tight end underneath, and he moves 41 just enough. Look how he moves 41. I mean, very honestly, this is Tua, Brock Purdy-esque in my opinion. These types of plays, where you're able to manipulate with your eyes, move this guy off his spot, and then you deliver right between that window of 1 and 41. Really accurate ball too, and delivers it in the face of pressure, which is nice. Getting hit there by Abdul Carter. So very impressed with those types of plays from Brosmer. Definitely a rarity, I think, to see in this QB class. Not seeing he doesn't have the physical or athletic profile that you're looking for, and he has all those other downsides I talked about, which will make him fall. But these are some very fun traits to work with that I think will make him a career backup in the league. Love the layering, the touch. Look at him give his tight end a chance in man-to-man. The safeties, it's middle of field open, so he's going to throw that seam bender right down the middle of the field. Really good ball placement, and your guy's able to come down with it. As I'm saying, those middle field throws, he's very comfortable in those situations. Here's another example of him layering and throwing with anticipation. His right guard loses here pretty quick. Verse 41, he feels some pressure on the interior, but since he plays so fast, it doesn't end up mattering because he hits that back foot and ball's released, clearly throwing with timing, and look at him just hit this window again over the top of that second level defender. Good touch, and then in front of the third level where they don't have a chance to make a play, and that's all about that timing anticipation. Very, very, very fun stuff. I really like seeing Brosmer play on those types of plays. Like here's another example. Opens up his hips to the outside. Once he sees this guy, look when he's ready to throw this though. Like he's starting his release there, and he's throwing it to this tight end. This tight end breaks like basically 3 yards, but like later. That's such an early throw. Love that anticipation level. He's just kind of reading this defender. He sees this guy bail out this defender. If he squeezes it, he's probably not going to throw it, but since he throws it so early, boom, you get it completed past the sticks. That's pretty rare. I love watching QBs that are able to play with that level of timing and anticipation. It's one of my favorite things to watch. And Brosmer was clearly the best at it in this class. So love seeing that. Boom, play action down in the red zone. More layered touch throws like here. Feels the pressure off. This quick release. Look at the quick release. He's not ready to throw it. He's starting to throw it with this guy right there. And the fact that he's able to release this and throw it up over the top with touch, with great ball placement and accuracy in the back of the end zone. Super impressed with doing that. And kind of throwing it off platform too. A lot of the other throws, like he's been kind of throwing with timing, stepping up into it. This one he's throwing off his back foot floating, and with a little bit of an awkward arm angle, and still able to make an absolutely beautiful throw down in the low red zone. Here's another example of him feeling quick pressure. This is how he beats pressure. I don't think he's great under pressure when he has to maneuver the pocket, but he beats pressure with his ability to throw the ball with great anticipation and timing. So he's there. His body is in a good, well-balanced position. Slight knee bend, good base. His shoulder has good weight distribution. He's not leaning too far over the top. And look at him when he's ready to throw this. Like he has not prepared to throw this ball, and this guy is 2 steps from him. This is how quick his release are. He's getting ready to throw it. Receiver hasn't broken yet, and he delivers a well-placed ball on the deep comeback too. He throws this from the far hash to outside the numbers. That's some impressive, I think, arm talent as well. Definitely big fan of that stuff when guys are able to win in different ways. Because if you're not an elite athlete and you're not able to create off script, you have to be able to beat pressure in different ways. So he doesn't beat it late in plays. He beats it early in plays with that anticipation. It's almost like being able to win off script, but at the start of plays, that's sort of like his superpower. That's kind of like how I look at it. I think I've heard Kurt Warner talk about it similarly in that way. But this is just how he does it. This is a 3rd and 10 situation. He identifies what's going on here. Middle of the field, close, single high safety. He looks down to the bottom. Like this guy's based on his pre-snap alignment. He knows he's not going to have trouble in the flat. He's kind of just got one-on-one on the outside with Will Johnson at depth. And Will Johnson's a guy that breaks on these plays. Like this against Michigan, he's one of the best guys in these positions at breaking on, these curls. But he's able to throw with such good anticipation that Johnson doesn't even have a chance. Like, look, he's already delivering you to throw this ball. He breaks a couple yards later, and ball hits him in the chest. If he throws that ball with, even a slightly worse anticipation, since he shows it with such great anticipation, Johnson doesn't end up making the play. It's a really, really impressive work that I think is just an undervalued trait around the league. I've seen people say anticipate. I've seen some crazy takes from people about quarterback plays lately just because they want to dismiss certain quarterbacks around the league because they throw with anticipation, saying that they're almost like guessing and stuff like that. But when you're throwing with that level of anticipation, it is a crazy skill to have. Here's another example. One, using his eyes, he's kind of holding this safety here, holding the safety at the mesh point, hold the safety. Now snap his head back around and hit this guy right in between multiple defenders. Tight end ends up dropping it, but that's a perfectly placed ball that he hit with the timing. Really good timing to hit with that quick seam. Boom, doesn't end up hanging onto it, which is unfortunate. And then here's a play where you get to see him actually go through a progression. Usually he's playing very quick, timing-based quarterback like we've talked about. But here he goes from 1 to 2 to 3, doesn't like it, to then finding his check down option all the way on the backside, his 4th option, which is nice to see because this was like a buzzer beater as well. Like this was to I believe, take the lead at the end of the game. Like they were, driving here. So playing with some clutch ability, some poise as well. Go from boom, doesn't like it, boom, 86 didn't like it. Probably could have hit this guy right here, but when he looked at that window, it was kind of taken away, and then he sees the check down at the same time, so he just dumps it underneath. So to me, Max Brosmer, definitely one of my favorite options late in the draft. If you're looking for a backup quarterback in a Shanahan style system or any sort of maybe West Coast style system where you play with a lot of the play action, middle of the field work. You want a guy that can play with timing, anticipation. He's that guy in this class. There's a few other guys that I think can fit that bill, like a Kyle McCord, but Brosmer, like you don't see that level of anticipation very often from college quarterbacks, and he is an older prospect, like at 24, so it makes sense. But that I think is how he'll make sort of his money in the league. Could be a well-respected backup. Uh, you know, I see a little bit of like maybe like a Garoppolo to his game, like when Jimmy G was having success around the league with like the Niners. He was doing that more of a starter. I don't think teams will see him as that, but I do see him as that kind of vein of type of player with his skill set. So if you're a dude like